Good morning and welcome to Frontiers of Knowledge segment of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. We are really on the cusp of information explosion, and every day revealing information comes to us. For example, are you aware the birthplace of the hurricanes, the most destructive hurricanes? Tropical cyclones draw their devastating power from the warmth of the ocean. But really, the birthplace is not those oceans. And now the scientists have determined that they can be traced back to deserts thousands of miles away from where they cause damage. The damage might be in Japan or in India. It might be in Bangladesh or in United States. But then the cause, the birthplace is somewhere else. 83% of the hurricanes, 83%, and they belong to categories 3, 4, and 5, for example, that hit North America, share the same place as the cyclone Irma. Those emerging from Cape Verde are the most powerful and the longest lived tropical storms. And then this made the storm watchers to look at the atmosphere above Africa, because Africa is the birthplace of the man. So they thought that this place might be germane to the idea of hurricanes, and they were right. And now it has been seen that the storm emerging from Africa are the most devastating. But is it possible to predict the storms, to give people in the path of the storm some more time to prepare? As a matter of fact, the scientists now, the geographical scientists now call this stream of air as African early jet, and is driven by the large temperature difference from the huge mind-boggling expanse of Sahara Desert and semi-arid zones of Sahel in the south. You must be aware that Sahara covers more than 8.5 million square kilometers, and 11 countries in North America are in Sahara Desert. It produces, I have been there, I know. The moment I landed in Debjoti, I was hit by a blast of the hot, dry air, seared me. But then this is a steady blast over there. And on the hot days, it gets hellish hot. So, the Colorado University professors have seen that the Atlantic hurricane season is especially hot there. And the summer heat increases the difference between the hot day and dry Sahara and cooler, wetter Sahel. So these two combine, and the more pronounced the temperature gradient, the stronger the jet stream. As the jet hot Saharan air rises, and it rises several kilometers above the surface, then it turns southwards towards Sahel and the Gulf of Guinea. There, this hot air and the cooler air merge, and the rotation of the earth turns the current westward to create a powerful jet of steam across the continent into Atlantic. And it's a strong blow of the east, basically. So, Africa, which is clearly the birthplace of man, all the migration started from Africa. And incidentally, they continue from Africa. They are also, that place is also the birthplace of the most devastating hurricanes. And now energy troubles us, the shortage of energy. And the scientists have now found for the first time a material that raises hopes of energy revolution. It's a superconductor, which means that the electricity flows through it with perfect efficiency and there is no energy wastage. At present, a lot of energy is wasted in transmission. And as a matter of fact, transmission and other losses account for 40%. We did a study for India, and 40% are T and D losses. So this is lost because of electrical resistance, which is lost as heat. So room temperature superconducting material could revolutionize electric grids. And the semiconductors have required cooling material to very low temperatures. This property was discovered in 1911, but it was found that it has to be close to temperature known as absolute zero. And absolute zero is minus 273 degrees Celsius. So, this superconductor having been found, now the scientists hope that it will save billions of dollars as well as have an effect on the climate because the heat would not be going in the climate, it would be saved. But when we are talking of the heat which goes in for the climate change, there's another thing which has come to the notice. You know, the girls are always fond of using makeup, and now the body paint has come into fashion. But there's very strong evidence has been found, and that is that the glitters used in cosmetics and body paint is harming the rivers and the lakes. And the tragedy is that what they call to be biodegradable material are no better for the environment than the conventional type of glitter. What is glitter? It contains microplastics, as your toothpaste does, which can find their way into the rivers and oceans, and it takes centuries to degrade. That's why the scientists have called for a total ban on glitter, with particularly concern that the particles are polluting ocean, and not only polluting ocean, but they're hurting the marine life. The traditional glitter is a plastic core made of polyester PET film, which is coated with aluminium and then covered with another thin plastic film. There have been efforts to phase out PET glitter with biodegradable material, but as I said, they are no good. One version is a core of cellulose coated with aluminium for reflectivity and then topped with a thin plastic layer. Another form is mica glitter, which is increasingly used in cosmetics, and that's harmful to the skin. So, the makeup, the decoration of the body, is one major cause of pollution, especially for the oceans and the lakes. And then we are talking of the climate change and pollution. One thing which has been ridiculed is asbestos. The only plant in Canada was shut down, which was earning billions of dollars for the Canadians. And it deprived people living in South Asia and in Africa of very affordable roofing. I'm talking of asbestos. They used to say that the asbestos causes cancer, so it should be banned. There was a lot of hue and cry. You remember that? And it was banned. It was used basically in heat resistant buildings. It was protection for the poor people. It was had insulating qualities. So it makes it good at holding carbon dioxide molecules dissolved in rainwater. So now it has been detected that the people and the scientists and the politicians, anti-asbestos lobby, purposely ignored this aspect that asbestos is a powerful weapon against climate change. This is one weapon which protects the people. A, makes life more livable. B, is cheap. It has insulation qualities. C, it protects heat from going out. And the carbon dioxide molecules floating in the air are captured by asbestos, thereby making the air clean. So the most common form of asbestos is a serpentine material that's lays through the mountains. And serpentine is California's state rock, basically. Here in Quebec, we have the world's largest factory manufacturing asbestos. And the reaction of the carbon dioxide mainly produces magnesium carbonate mineral like magnesite. It's a very stable material that could lock away the greenhouse gases for millenniums. Now imagine it. In a flurry of being politically correct and in half baked knowledge, these uneducated, short sighted politicians and the scientists combined hands not only destroyed the roofing, poor man's roofing, but also asked the company to shut down, thereby increasing unemployment. And now they say it was the main thing. It is very effective for slow carbon cycle and the carbon dioxide which dissolves the basic rocks producing magnesium, calcium and other compounds make their way to the oceans, thereby polluting the oceans. So if asbestos is used, all that can be saved. Well, do in hurry, repent at leisure. That's what it is. And politically correct attitudes, catching at half-baked information and acting on that. That's a tragedy of the modern era. And now we are with the COVID. No segment of frontiers of knowledge can be completed without some information about the COVID. So now the company which makes internal internet connected thermometer, this is the first time that all the thermometers, smart thermometers have come up. So then not only does it see your temperature, but it can predict the spread of COVID-19. The USA, for example, has been ran by the coronavirus testing. India is suffering. Now the second wave is coming. In Canada, we are seeing really alarming rise. Spain is once again in the grip of Canada. Sorry, in coronavirus. So this thermometer, which is connected to the internet, it's a at-home diagnostics, and it gives advance warning that somebody is going to suffer from COVID-19. They say the warning can be at least 7 to 10 days ahead of the spread of the disease. So, at present, the positivity rate is 5%, and the cases are increasing at a very rapid speed. So, how does it work? It's 1.5 million internet connected thermometers. They provide real time data about the fevers around the place where they are used, which are compared to the historical rates of the seasonal illness, like flu, to indicate whether something unusual is happening. So this company called Kinsa, they start collecting the data and then analyze it, and they can, as a matter of fact, show. And in fact, interesting thing is they told 3 weeks before the deaths in New York that the outbreak of epidemic is going to happen in the next 3 weeks. Nobody bothered to watch. The CEO of the company is a person of the Indian origin, Inder Singh, and he says that he gave a warning to the governor of New York, and it fell on wet ears. So this model is already being used in 20 states for the last 4 weeks, including states like Oregon, New York, Maryland. And their saying is that, as a matter of fact, if the warnings given by the smart thermometer had been heeded, the death rate could have been much lower. And what's the cost? To get a granular national coverage, say for USA, it is $135 million. A chicken feed, as a matter of fact, looking at the colossal loss to the economy, the health, and the lives of the people. But who will tell these local politicians to wake up? Well, this is for today's segment, and we meet next time to see absolutely new nuggets of information which widen our horizon. Thank you.